Okay everybody, this is the front bottom cushion out of my 31 town sedan. I do believe this to be the original Mohair, and as you can see there's quite a lot of damage on it. But what I want to do is try and replace the spring. The driver's side spring is super saggy, makes it very uncomfortable. I drove it 1,000 miles up to the 2019 MARC Nationals in Dearborn, and it is just, the spring is just worn out. So I want to try and replace it. So let's figure this thing out. This is the underside of it, and there are a couple spring packs that are just way softer than some of the other ones. Look at this guy. That's ridiculously broken. I have no idea how this is all put together inside. But I just ordered a new spring from Snyder's, and I need to figure out how to take all these brads out. And hopefully I'm going to try and reuse this Mohair cover. But I don't know what to do yet. Here we go. Got a couple out now, and I think I might have a way to do it that works. So you'll see I've gotten almost all of this beading off of here, and all I'm doing is taking a simple long strong flat blade screwdriver, and I'm trying to very carefully slide it up to the head and just wiggle it back and forth enough so that that lifts, and then just kind of pulling it out. I don't know if it'll focus. So these are the 5/8 inch upholstery tacks. And they're flat cut or square cut or however you want to call it. But that seems to be what's working best for me so far. It's pretty straightforward. I haven't torn any of this. I have no idea what you call this, guys. It's rubberish, plastic-ish. But it's all original looking. So I think I'm going to keep going around. I'll update you here in a couple minutes if I run into anything crazy. Okay guys, I've gotten all the way around the whole front and the other side. And here is what I've been doing. And I haven't broken anything, and I haven't torn anything. Flat blade screwdriver, just slide it under the fabric. And then I've actually been taking a small hammer, tapping it up under the screw and just twisting the screw, and that nail pops right up just like that. So it's pretty straightforward. I haven't bent anything. I'm actually probably going to be allowed to use all of these tacks again, because I'm just tapping it up under until it hits it and just wiggling it a little bit like that. And they come right out. Again, this is for a 31 town sedan. And it looks like, if you see this piece of trim that's on here, that is what's being tacked into this groove on the bottom of the wood, the bottom of the seat. So technically it's all supposed to be flush looking. And this should be pretty easy to put back together. I've never done any of this before, so I figure I'd make a little video. Pry it out. And then I go above. And the fabric likes to stick to it because it's been there forever, I'm guessing. And then you just pull out the tack. Pretty straightforward. Okay, I've been working on this for about 25 minutes. It hasn't been that long. I have everything separated from the side, and I'll show you over here on the side. It's kind of torn, so whoever had this model way before was just taking the straight mohair and nailing it to the side of the frame in some spots instead of the bottom or the top, however you want to view this. But everything came out. I didn't break anything. I didn't tear anything. There's one nail left holding it in, and like I said, I just barely tap that under the nail, twist it, and then pull it out from on top of the fabric. Like that. And there's one more. There we go. All right, so now we're ready to separate the cover from the seat base. I really want to be careful. I love this original stuff. So I'm just going to push down and pull backwards. The back flap looks like that goes on first when you reassemble. That's dropped down and you can see the batting and the springs now. So let's clear some space here. I think I'm going to rotate the whole thing and back it out. What do you think? Okay, and then I'm going to push down and pull out. Or maybe I'll just push down and flip off. Okay. This is pretty cool. So there is real burlap under here. I have no idea what I'm dealing with. Let's see if I can get it out of here. Please don't tear. Alright, so the burlap looks like it's part of the actual seat base, or the seat cushion. So, let's try this way. There we go. I really hope I'm not damaging anything. There we go. All right. So, is this attached to the cover? Yes. All right. Cool. So, there's burlap. And then like a cotton batting base. And that is actually sewn into the front of this, the outer cushion. So this is pretty cool. It's very neat. So this I'm going to reuse. I'll probably strip all this batting out. And I ordered just the batting and the burlap and the hog rings and a little pliers from Mike at Classtique. And so I'll be able to get a new seat spring, put new batting down and new burlap, and should be able to use the new cover, or the original cover. This is going to be great. I'll let you know when I get the new stuff. Hopefully this works. Thanks, guys. Just a quick comment. So this looks like this is just all of the old batting. I'm going to replace it. I don't see a great use to keeping it. Put some new fresh stuff in there. And like I said, this is actually, you're looking at the underside of the seat, okay? This is the front edge of the seat, and this is where your legs would bend over. And looks like there's a layer of burlap with batting built into it. And then the seat cushion actually has batting baffles in it as well. So that's a double layer right there of padding. And then there'll be a burlap over top of the springs, the new springs, and a little bit of batting over top of that. So, oh man, yeah, these are all worn out. This will be really nice to get a new one. So that's in the mail. I actually got it from Snyder's, so hopefully that'll be good. Okay, I think that's all I have right now. Okay, everybody, it's the next day, actually. I just got home from work. This looks like the right spring size. I put it upside down on top of the old spring set, and the diameter is exactly the same. So I think we're good to go. This was only held on by 2 little tacks to the wood board. There should be 4. And the new one actually has 4 tabs. And those are just going to hold it in place. So there's not much that holds this to here, to the wood base. But this is going to be pretty fun. I've centered it up, eyeballed it. I didn't measure anything really. It's not that much smaller or bigger than the actual wood base. I'm just going to take a straight pin, straight upholstery tack. I'm going to put it in a pair of needle nose, hold it over top of the tab, hopefully. I don't have a great way to hammer these in yet. So I found a tiny little brass hammer. I'm just going to use that to get it started and try and keep it straight. Okay, it's straight, kind of. I'm going to take a brass draft punch. Hopefully drive this home straight. Okay, so I got that back one in. This guy needs to go in just a little bit more. There you go. So that is where your butt goes. It's kind of slanted this way, and your butt sits here and your legs wrap up over the front. This will be pretty cool. I'm going to turn it around. Tell you what, this pool table is awesome to work on. I should have done this a long time ago. And get a couple more tacks, straight ones, and take my little small hammer. Actually, I could probably use the bigger hammer now. I got enough room. This guy's barely going to be tall enough. I needed something tall. Yeah, that guy's in there good. I'll take one other. Actually found new 5/8 inch upholstery tacks at Lowe's for $1.38 for 100 of them. But I am still using the original ones that I just pulled off of the seat. It's kind of exciting. Okay, the springs are now affixed to the base. There you go. That's really straightforward. A close-up of the tab to look at. All I was doing was dropping the punch down in there and hammering that down. You need something kind of long to fit through the top of the springs. But there's just one of those on each of the four corners. So it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so now that that is affixed to the wooden base, this is a 31-pound sedan again. I had talked to Mike from Classtique after the 2019 Nationals in Dearborn, and I told him I wanted to do this, and he said he can send me the stuff. So let's see what he sent. So, instruction books, hog rings, and a pair of hog flyers. That's really cool. He includes all that. I don't have any. And then this is burlap and padding. And there is plenty of both. Let's see if I can. Yeah, cool. So we'll use this when we get done. Set that off to the side. Okay, so I am going to find the middle of this. And this looks like to be about the middle of my seat ring. Okay. Cool. Now all this is used to do is to protect your seat springs from popping through the padding and the actual seat cover itself. So this will just stretch pretty tight and hog ring it and go all the way around. I've never done this, so I guess we'll find out how well it goes. But I do remember he said start in the middle. It was great sitting there. He actually did this live in person. I was in the second or third row at the Nationals. So he's the one that inspired me to do this. It didn't look super hard. Alright, so these are the pliers he gives you. This is the hog ring. I have no idea how this works. I guess you put it in there. Okay, cool. So that seems pretty easy. Let's try one. So enough material on the front and the back. We will eventually cut that off, but just to make sure it's kind of centered. And here we go. So take the hog ring, you put it in the pliers, just like so. And then voila. Well, that was pretty easy. Now I'm going to turn it around so I can pull it towards me. I'm going to stretch it pretty tight. don't really want to deform the spring or the frame. So let's see how well this goes. Can you hog ring it one-handed while holding pressure on this thing? What do you think? I don't know how he does it. Let's go this way. All right. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to do the same thing on each side. Pull it nice and tight and work my way around. Again, I think this is how you're supposed to do it. Okay. All right, so I am going to stretch and pull the rest of this all the way across. But yeah, I think this should be pretty, it should go pretty fast. I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so I feel like it's pretty taut. I feel like the only thing that this is really used for is for a backing for the batting that we're going to be putting on, and just to prevent things from falling down in between the springs. So there's a lot of excess, and what we're going to do now is probably trim off and leave about 3 inches. You don't really need a lot, but I'm going to leave 3 inches. If you'll notice on all the corners, I left the hog rings out of the corners. I think I remember Mike saying that these were really bad wear areas and try to avoid putting hog rings in them. But I kind of went a little nuts up here in the front, but the back I feel like has what I wanted. About 4, 5, 6 inches apart, and try to avoid the corners. So I'm just going to take some normal scissors and leave about 3 inches of excess all the way around. Yeah. It's not scientific. You just don't really don't want it to get all caught up in the springs, honestly. There you go. Feel like that'll do what it's supposed to do. Okay. Now put the batting on. There is a lot here. I wonder if I should double it up. Nope, there's not enough to double up. Okay. So I guess I'll try and center it better. Remember, you want enough overhang all the way around. I have no idea what this is. This is what Mike at Classtique uses, and I called him, and this is what he sent me. I do remember that you need to leave 3 or 4 inches of this around it. So I'm going to tear. You just tear off what you don't need. And remember to leave enough on the corners so that you have padding there. This back half looks pretty good. This just tears off. Oh, hey, it sticks to my shirt. That's pretty nice. I'm just taking off about 2 inches off of here. There we go. Now we're ready to put the seat on, actually, the seat cover. Okay, so now that we have the batting on, all we need to do is figure out how to get this cover on there without tearing the original mohair. Without getting this everywhere. So, yep, so it goes on this way. I'm guessing that's about the center. Again, I don't exactly know what I'm doing. So you gotta give me a little bit of grace. There we go, and there we go. So that original backing looks like it's kind of in the right place. Okay. That might be close. I think it needs to go back farther. I'm not sure how to do that yet. This might take a while. What do you think? Let's see if we can flip it over one piece. Alright, that actually didn't work. That wasn't that bad. Okay. Now, I think it's centered. Probably should have made centering marks. Oh, it is. It's centered. Cool. That's so perfect. So I found the original nail holes. This is great. Okay. I think it's pretty close, guys. All right, I'm actually going to tack it and see what happens here. I don't have to pull much up. Again, I'm using the original tacks. I'm finding the original holes where they lined up, and they are fitting in there. At least to get this thing lined up. I'll make new holes here eventually. Alright, so the back is in. Now what I need to do is somehow get this front piece in. This is going to be entertaining without tearing it. Okay, so that might be easier than I thought. Problem is you need to get this lip on this. There we go. Let's see if we can get this side on without tearing anything. There she goes. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. This is very doable at this point. Okay, so the front's just sitting there. I need to wrap up the back. Cool. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I don't know how to video this. So what I'm doing is pulling the trim up, taking a tack, inserting it through the trim where the rusted nail hole was, and into the hole that's right there. That's it. That one's bent. I kind of feel like these are all going to be temporary. I'll go back in and put some new ones in and get a fresh hold on the wood. But this is working out really well. And it's lining up beautifully back here in the back. So I hope I can continue that once we get up front. There we go. Ha. Okay, that's good. I'll come back up here to the front. So I'm taking a tack, finding the hole that it was in, just lining it up with the hole. Just like that. There you go. So I'm going to do the sides and then I'll come back to the front. Okay, so I have the whole back done and this side, and seriously all I'm doing, I think I'm really lucky. I'm taking a tack, finding the hole where it went through the trim previously, matching up the hole that it was in, hammering it in. The nails are holding, it seems like. When I get done, I'll go in and put some more around it, but this is very straightforward. Super happy. Again, this is the original Mohair cover. I've just replaced the spring base. Trying to make sure it's still centered right. Nothing's twisted or weird. Seems like it's all lining up still. Take the tack, put it in the trim hole. There you go. Goes right home. A little nail right there. Let's get him out of there. There we go. Couple little nails. So I don't know. These are not the ones that hold this in. So this is very straightforward, guys. I've been scared to do this for about 1.5 years. But it seems like it's working. Like that. Alright, so see that hole right there? That's in the trim. See the hole right there in the wood? All I'm doing is I'm taking a brad and inserting it, these upholstery tacks, and just hammering it home. Just like that. So that's all I've done, all the way around this guy. and the back looks pretty straight. I still have this whole corner to do. I'm just wrapping it around. So it seems to be pretty easy. Alright guys, there's one more nail to put in. This is the finishing touch. And I kind of spun it around on you, so I'm going to do it over here. That's all she wrote. Okay, let's flip her over. Not bad for my first time. What do you think? There you go. That's it. Cool. She's ready to go back in the car. That's it. Thanks for watching.